Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Mezco's The Black Skull's Death Brigade, and it comes in that sort of typical shoebox style packaging that we've been seeing with some of these Mezco Go-Mez / Rumble Society figures. But this one does have some really awesome like comic art that is actually on the box itself, and it looks awesome. You got yourself the Death Brigade at the top. You got Gomez at the bottom. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I like the artwork, and it's just sad we're getting these like little shoe boxes. For as much as we pay for these, you would think that we would get more when it comes to the packaging. I mean, this is it. I'll show you guys. I mean, it just opens just like all the other ones. It's not even as nice as like the Rumble Society ones. So it just opens up. And there's your figure. That's the figure. Underneath are trays of accessories, and that's what you get when you get the Mezcos that come in this style of a box. Now, when you take all the trays out and you move that little typical care instructions, you got yourself the sticker that's on the box. So it's cool that they actually add this so you can slap this bad boy on anything you want. And the artwork is awesome. It just looks like an old school comic book cover. You're not going to be a Mezco 112 collector figure without a little Ziploc bag to store all the extra accessories and goodies. When it comes to Mezco figures, I honestly feel like the Black Skull Death Brigade figures come with one of the most badass looking stands. You got the skull all on there with that bright neon green stripe, and I'm a sucker for black and neon green. That's some of my favorite colors, so that sort of helps with me liking this so much. But the skull on the stand looks really badass, and you're not going to have this stand without the dynamic pieces to be able to pose them and make them doing like jumping through windows and crazy shit like that. The Black Skull Death Brigade member comes with a pair of fist hands equipped, and we do get a tray of hands. All these hands we've seen before with Gomez. We also get a sticker sheet, and the stickers look great. Don't know what I'd really put them on. I mean, they're really blood effects, bandages, stitches, the cool Death Brigade logo, except they're on this like weird fabric type of sticker material. So I don't know what I'm going to put them on. I'm probably not even going to use them, but it's cool we get a sticker sheet. I just wish there was ways we could implement these to where they're not just going to fall off or look like crap. One of the weakest accessories that we get that we've seen before, we get a grappling hook. Painted silver to look like metal, and it has string wrapped around. Now, D-Amazing does state that these can support the weight of the figures. I haven't really messed around with them because I'm not really a grappling hook type of dude. Very similar to Tectonic Bends, we get a net, and this net is a net, but it's not as cool as the Baron Benz one because there's no weights or anything on it. It's just a net, and you could really use this for like covering up like weapon crates or setting up some cool dios and stuff like that. We do get a little bit of a backpack satchel type of item with the Death Brigade logo on it, looking pretty cool. And I mean, this is something I do believe we've seen before, just without the logo on it, but still cool. We got some stuff that can store some of his accessories on him. One accessory he comes with that I like a lot is this bright green goggles. The lenses are translucent green plastic. It's got the elastic band, and it's just cool to have some goggles. The goggles equipped on the skull does not look bad. At first when I put them on, I'm like, this looks dumb, but actually on camera, they look pretty awesome. Granted, a lot of times you're going to really have the goggles probably resting up on the forehead or something like that. But it's cool that you have that option to put the goggles down and they don't look horrible. One accessory that I like that he came with is this gun holster. It's got painted studs, got weathering on it. The sculpt work is definitely there. It's got spots for 2 magazines and his pistol. But I love this harness. I really do. I wish they would have done it out of fabric and then mix some like harder pieces like this in there. But, I mean, this overall is still a really cool piece. We get ourselves a nice looking combat knife. The blade is a black matte, while the handle is a black glossy finish. And the two-tone effect works. It looks really good, and we get that throughout some of these accessories where it's matte and glossy. He comes with 4 pineapple grenades, sculpted and painted very, very well. Now, if grenades were not enough, we got ourselves a huge chunk of C4 with the device plugged in. You can see the wirings all plugging into that device, and it looks really, really cool. So just a big old hunk of C4. This can definitely do some damage, but you can't be having a chunk of C4 without having a detonator. The detonator is done very, very well. The antenna looks great. The biggest thing about that antenna is that thing is a very, very thin piece of hard plastic. So if you're going to be using this, be very careful not to snap that, because I could see this snapping very, very easy. Now, we do get a Luger-esque type of pistol. This thing looks great. It's casted in that sort of matte plastic with the glossy paint on the handle, which looks pretty badass. The magazine does come out on this little guy, showing the bullet. And we got 2 extra magazines for this pistol as well. So you get 3 total. And then, of course, you know, you got the barrel hole where you take the effect piece, put that bad boy in there, and you got the pistol shooting a bullet off. One of my favorite weapons that he comes with is the M3 submachine gun. This thing looks badass. We got the matte finish with some glossy bits. We got the glossy grip. We got a glossy little like top piece up here. And it looks great. Honestly, it's a great looking gun. And then the clip / magazine, whatever you want to classify it as, it does come out showing the bullet. You get 1 additional magazine for this. It's got the hole in the front, so you can take that effect piece, slide it right in the hole there. Just be careful not to snap it. And so you got yourself your machine gun shooting off some bullets. And one other effect that is not really an effect, but this little tiny stock, you can slide it back. I'll bring it up here. So you can slide it back, but be careful not to overly slide it, because it does just sort of pop off. And it's thin plastic, so be careful because you don't want to break the plastic. My second favorite weapon that this figure comes with is a rocket launcher. This thing looks badass. You got the optics with the shiny glossy lens. Got the back right there. Even the little shoulder piece has some sculpt work. It's got some paint on there. Handle on the side. And the handle on the side, it doesn't fold up, but you can have it fold down like so. So it's articulated. The handle is painted glossy. The front handle has a painted glossy trigger. So again, they're having fun with this gloss. Like even the little ball on the back is glossy. So the matte and glossy finishes, they're really doing a great job with. Has a little bit of dry brushing of metallic gunmetal. And it's just a very badass looking weapon. You got some holes on the front, which you can definitely fill those holes with a rocket. So you got this smoke stream, plugs right in there. You can plug it in any hole, and you got yourself a rocket just being shot out. Goes from a white smoke to a gray smoke, and it looks awesome. And again, you can put it in any of these chambers, and it just looks badass. I don't have a Harley Quinn. I know Harley Quinn came with something very similar, but I don't have her, so this is my first figure with this type of rocket, and it is very, very cool. Up close, I just wanted to show you that the green eyes on the Black Skull are blacklight reactive. They don't glow in the dark, but you can see how bright those things get, which looks really awesome. And even the patches that's on his shirt and the backpack are blacklight reactive as well. The head sculpt that comes on this figure looks great. It's a black glossy skull with green eye inserts, and you've seen this head sculpt before if you ended up getting that Crimson Head 2-pack. It came with the red skull with the yellow eyes, but I'm a neon green and black fanboy, so this one got my vote. I definitely love how it looks, And his whole body is just that whole spy goon turtleneck type of shirt. Again, with the Death Brigade logo on the shoulder. We get ourselves the belt, which is sculpted and painted very, very well. Looks great. Then we got some like military style, like cargo black pants with the pockets and stuff. All this soft goods on this figure look fantastic. And then we get down to his boots, which are the boots on this figure are done very well. Articulation, not so much because of the boots, but you know, you get that nice glossy sole. And then on the bottom, they didn't really try to cover them, but you got the magnets on there as well if you want him to be attached to something metal. Right away, I'm not a fan of the pistol in the holster. It should not look this ridiculous. Like, its long barrel sticks all the way out. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's holstering it, but it's not convenient for quick drawing or anything like that. It's just, it looks goofy. It looks goofy. The gun itself by itself looks great. The holster by itself looks great. Now, it is a little bit gappy right there, so I had to find something else that could go in there that would look better. And so I ended up pulling out the Desert Eagle from the Valiverse set that I got. And as you can see, it's a little nice and sort of snug. Tuck that all in there. Look at that. I mean, sure, it could go in a little bit further, but let me see if I can. Nope, that's as far as that one will go. But still, as it's holstering the pistol, it looks so much better. Like, that to me is how the holster should be, not having a giant long barrel that's going to freaking get in the way, because that thing was out to here. It's ridiculous. Honestly, this figure is badass, and the neon green aspect of it definitely takes it up a notch, because if this thing was all in black, it would still be cool, but I like the green accents. It definitely makes the figure pop and stand out, and his freaking M3 submachine gun looks great. It's a very, very badass looking figure. This rocket launcher that he comes with the rocket with the smoke propelling off of it, just, it really takes the figure to another level if you put him on a shelf this way. I love the fact that Mezco is coming out with new and creative ways to have effect pieces, and this rocket looks great. It is a nice addition, and again, this is my first time having the rocket in hand, because I don't have any other figures with this, and it's great. Go ahead and pop this out really quick, because I want you guys to really see he is holding the rocket launcher pretty well, and then his eyes do fit over the optics. I just kept his goggles on because you never know, it might be a bright explosion or something like that, but it's cool. I really dig it. Now, I won't be diving into articulation as much with this figure. I'm not actually going to go through and show all the points, because if you're familiar with Gomez and Rumble Society figures, you're familiar with this buck and what it can do. It's amazing. Now, with the sculpted boots at the bottom, they're sculpted beautifully, but it does hinder the articulation with the bending and pivoting of the ankles. But thankfully, we got boot swivel, and that sort of makes up for it. The figure itself is a very badass figure. I'm glad I got one. I didn't need the army build. I was tempted, but honestly, I'm happy with one. I mean, these guys will take up a lot of space on your shelf, especially if you're collecting all the Rumble Society and Gomez figures. You're going to need some shelf space for sure. But the knife looks great. Get him into some nice combat poses. But what sucks about that knife is he doesn't have a sheath. There's nothing on his boots or on his belt or anything to put that knife really anywhere. I mean, you could probably put it in that backpack, but that's about it. And that's sort of a bummer. Like, they could have easily put a sheath on the belt or attached it to his boot and had it as a boot knife. Now, a quick option for that knife is if you keep the foam insert in this bag, you can sort of put the knife at the top there for easy access. When it comes to that backpack, you really got to decide if you want the holster on or the backpack, because it just seems like it's just too much when you're trying to put both on the actual figure. Don't forget to have your Death Brigade figure, ready to lob a grenade. Make sure he's pointing to where he's going to be throwing it so he can let the enemy know. Mezco did it again with an amazing release for their Rumble Society / Gomez verse. I mean, these figures are awesome. The articulation in the ankles is the only downside, I would say. But other than that, this figure is awesome. I'm happy I was able to get one. Sure, I originally thought they had a coupon that was like buy two, get one free. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy two. But for the cost, I was happy to get just one. I couldn't do the buy three, get the fourth for free, because that was very, very pricey. And these figures aren't very, very cheap. They're not cheap figures. They are actually, this guy was like, I think it was like $80 before shipping or something of that nature, which is reasonable compared to all the other weird boxes and stuff you had to pay for and get a bunch of swag that you could probably get for free at a convention in order to get the figure you want. So it's nice and a little bit of a sigh of relief to get a figure without a bunch of extra BS you had to pay for. The figure, again, is awesome. I couldn't be happier with it, and it's my favorite colors, black and neon green. So I'm happy with that. But that sums up my unboxing and review of the Mezco exclusive Black Skull's Death Brigade member. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button for me. It'll mean the world. And make sure you guys hit that silver bell notification so you stay in the know with when I post up a new video. Make sure as well, I'm telling you a lot of make sures, but definitely check out Toyco Toys and Collectibles. I mean, they are there for a lot of the Mezcos that aren't exclusive, a lot of imports, such as SH Figure Arts and Storm Collectibles. Definitely check it out. The website's down below. You get a promo code just for you guys for free shipping. And there's a Facebook pre-order group you guys can join. It doesn't cost anything to join, and it allows you to stay in the know with what's coming out. And if you see something you like, you can say, hey, I want to pre-order that. And Andrew does amazing pre-order pricing, and it gets delivered to you in a nice, crispy, mint condition. It's awesome. I'm very in awe when I get an item from him from the opposite side of the country and I open it up and it's crispy. I mean, it's awesome. So definitely check it out. And most importantly, I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.